Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. How do you use to supersize your business's financial health and well-being? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. It looks like we got some glitchy internet, but that is par for the course. That's what happens when you video and record every day. You're going to have days where you have technical difficulties. So today we're going to talk about different types of investments you could have for your business, and then 5 key strategies to make sure you're considering when it comes to investing. Now, some business owners I work with, and sometimes I even question whether as a business we want to be making investments. And I'm going to say absolutely, positively yes. For the same reasons we invest in on an individual basis, we want to be investing excess resources, or even maybe not excess resources, but for the security of our organization, some of the resources that we have at our disposal in order to make sure that we've got buffers and protection. We're going to talk about emergency funds tomorrow, so I won't talk about them today. But investing in, and we've talked about this, investing in ourselves, investing in our skills, investing in the people that we're working with to help them grow and develop and become better skilled at contributing to the organization. Those type of investments are not what we're talking about today, but I will contend that those are always important. But I'm talking about getting our money and our resources to work for us in addition to just running the business on a regular basis, right? So things like investing in the stock market, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. Bonds is another category. Bonds like municipal bonds, corporate bonds, government bonds, things like that. Retirement accounts, big one for your business as well as for the people in your business and you individually. We have to be planning for our retirement. A lot of times our business is our retirement plan. A lot of the business owners I work with, it's legacy, it's our retirement plan. But retirement accounts are an incredibly powerful investment, especially if you're an employee and your company matches those. Also, as a business owner, I would recommend you find a way to create and structure your own matching funds within your organization. Why? Because it helps you to retain the best talent out there, as well as it rewards people that are planners and are planning on it for their future and taking care of themselves. It makes them more secure in their position with you, as well as better employees because they feel like they have a sense of ownership and a part of ownership in the organization. Then there's also alternative forms of investing like commodities, oil, gold, silver, wheat, grain, pork bellies, all kinds of things are commodities that you can invest in. Or collectibles like art, wines, cars. I know somebody that's got an absolutely humongous, amazing car collection, which isn't my thing, but my son loves it. So it was fun to hook them up so he could see his car collection. But there's all kinds of different investments. We can invest in any type of thing or collectible that we believe will appreciate in value. Oh, I forgot real estate. Real estate's one of my favorites. And I forgot to talk about real estate. There's a lot of different ways to invest in real estate. We talked the other day about how there are companies that are actually more real estate companies than they are the thing that they're selling, right? Food, think McDonald's, anybody with a chain that owns the property that their locations are on, that's a huge portfolio of real estate for them, and usually some of the most valuable real estate on the planet. So what are the 5 strategies? I'm going to talk about the key strategies, and I'll give you somebody's example about how they have used finances in their business to help it grow and build and supersize, and give them a sense of security and stability. But the key strategies are, number 1, start early and be consistent. If you start early learning and growing and being a lifelong learner, if you start early doing anything, you will be more successful than other people, than your peers, than other businesses. It gives you a competitive advantage because you have a solid foundation to build upon. So start early, be consistent, diversify your portfolio. And I think I've shared my real estate horror, or not my real estate, my stock market horror story with you before, where the ex-husband and I had all of our eggs in the stock market basket in 2008 and 2009 when there was the gigantic real estate crash. That's also about the time we got involved in real estate because we knew we needed to diversify, because as we were losing all our money in the stock market, we needed to find a way to actually rebuild our retirement accounts up because they were gone thanks to that lack of vision on our part back then. So not all your eggs in one basket. Diversify in ways that make sense to you. Third, but I think this almost should be first, is know your risk tolerance. What are you willing to risk? Like early on, when we had everything in the stock market, we were young and we knew we had a lot of time to recover. However, one of us didn't want to wait for the time to recover and just sold everything, which is why we suffered all those losses. Obviously wasn't me, right? Number 4, automate and reinvest if you have stocks and bonds and you're getting dividends and things, reinvest those into the market that you're in, because that allows you to take advantage of compounding and compound interest and compound earnings, which are really, really powerful over time. And then 5, and again, this is probably one of the most important besides knowing your risk tolerance, educate yourself. And part of educating yourself is understanding and knowing yourself better and what is and is not for you. Like I said, prior to the whole losing all our money in the stock market, we pretty much just had jobs and businesses on the side. We didn't invest in real estate, but that's when we jumped into real estate pretty heavily for about 20, 25 years. I still have real estate holdings. So those are the 5 strategies. Start early, be consistent, know your risk tolerance, diversify, automate and reinvest for compounding, and then educate yourself. We could probably apply this to just about anything, right? So let's find somebody's story and share it with you. I think we will talk about, I don't want to share a horror story. I'll share a good story. Let's look at, well, Daniel. I already talked about Daniel and Be a Better You, so let's pick somebody else. All right, let's find. Be really awesome if I could see without a magnifying glass, wouldn't it? Maria, the real estate maven. Maria bought her first duplex at age 30. Living in one unit and renting out the other, she reinvested profits into more properties, eventually owning a portfolio of 5 rental units. The outcome was that the passive income covers all of her living expenses now. Her properties appreciated by over 40% in value, and she enjoys tax deductions and mortgage pay down from tenant rents, right? So she's got, the renters are actually paying for the property for her, which is one of the key cool things about real estate, right? It's why you see these billion-dollar companies buying up all the real estate in small towns in America, which I find horrifying because it kills the American dream. But obviously they figured out it's a great business plan to make billions of dollars. Impact on her life. Maria achieved financial independence by the age of 45, and now she mentors other women in real estate. She travels regularly and works by choice, not by necessity, which is in alignment with her financial goals and objectives, right? Kevin was a risky crypto gambler, and I'm not going to talk about him either because it took him a decade to recover from some of the, or it will take him more than a decade to recover from some of the investments he made there. So what's our action item today? Ask yourself the question, are you using investment in any way, shape, or form to enhance the financial health and well-being of your company right now? It's a yes or no question, right? Either you are or you aren't. Or we've thought about it, but we haven't done it yet. If you're in that position, do something today. Just start, automate it, and be consistent and see how that impacts your bottom line. I guarantee it'll impact it positively unless you put all your eggs in one basket. Don't pay attention to your risk tolerance and participate in super risky things. All right. I'd love to know your story about investing for your company and in your company. Share in the comments below so we can learn from one another. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.